you mentioned in one of your videos, he started to accuse you of things while you're in the midst of treating your sister and trying to get things prepared for her transition. He started to accuse you of infidelity. Tell us a little bit about that.
So back in 2021, around October, so I just told you that we were going through a lot of things. I will tell you some of the things that we were going through. So
Okay.
he would, I'll book loads for him. He'll get mad because I didn't take enough money for the load. We'll get in an argument and he'll pick the load up and then he'll drop it. He'll drop it at a random place in a random parking lot at a random truck stop and say, "You go find someone else to move it."
Oh wow.
So, all of my drivers will be on loads. I couldn't find no one to move the load. And like this was like constantly going on. Like we were just constantly in a battle. So while I was working at one of my jobs, the local job, it was this doctor that I used to talk to via text. And a lot of times we're texting about patients. Like I'm on the floor, I need him to order something or I need permission for something. That was what most of the texts were about. But he was flirting with me, and I left it open on purpose. Like I'm telling you the truth. I left it open because I wanted him to see, like, let me straighten up. It's somebody out there that like my wife. And it was childish. It was immature. I shouldn't have did it, but I'm just telling you what I did. So yeah, so that turned into something else. He just couldn't stand it. When he saw the text messages, he was like, "I want you to stop talking to him now." And I'm like, "Well, I can't stop talking to him, like I that we work together." He started accusing me of having sex with him, and it went on and on and on. So by the time when everything happened with my sister, she went downhill, and I ended up bringing her home to my house on hospice in February. Um, it went downhill from there, and that's what you see in the video when I went upstairs and he was sitting on the bed and he's like, "Oh, you're still talking to the doctor," and all of this, and I ended up getting arrested that night.
That's massive. That's massive.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get into that rest here in a second. But I want to ask you, when it comes to the doctor situation, you said and I appreciate your honesty there. You said you left it open on purpose. Uh, what was the spirit behind that, other than trying to get him to see something? But was there any deeper intent on your end,
Um, what do you mean? Say that again.
as far as the intent behind keeping things open? Because on your end, you have to see the doctor every day. You know what
Hmm.
he's probably getting to. I saw you putting a caption saying, "Hey, he probably want to have sex. More than
Hmm.
likely he wants to have sex, but hey, I'm just not going there." And
Right.
this is a better question I want to say here. So you eventually say, "I did not cheat." You emphatically are saying that, which is true physically, but did
Hmm.
any part of you cheat from an emotional standpoint?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But I felt at that point I didn't care. And I'm being honest with you. I didn't care because I felt miserable. I felt overwhelmed. I felt um he wasn't grateful for anything. That I lived my life for my husband and my children, and he wasn't grateful for anything, and he cheated so many times, but he didn't cheat in the aspect that I actually caught him until last year. I actually caught him. I mean, in 2023 I actually caught him, but all the other times it was just like the messages and stuff I would catch on his phone, or things that he'll send me when he get mad. He'll send me pictures of naked women, or their private parts and stuff like that. So yeah, I definitely was emotionally cheating, but I don't feel like I would have ever did it if he wouldn't have put me in that place. Period.
Okay, well, I appreciate the honesty once again, but I must ask this because I think it's a bigger conversation for the audience, because I have a lot of women that watch this as well, but men that want to understand the women like me, I want to know what makes a woman stay, knowing that she has no interest in staying, meaning that because he's cheating and this, I've caught him in so many different things, I know the relationship is dissolving. Why stay and entertain other men?
Um, well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I That was my first time even thinking about talking to someone while I was married. But like I told you, I felt so miserable and he kept effing me over. And I felt like, you know what? Someone is into me, he's giving me attention, I'm going to take it. But I never had any intentions on it going any further, if you understand what I'm saying.
No doubt.
So, but by you saying, you know, what, why would I stay if, you know, I never had intentions on it going any further. I wanted to show him that somebody else wanted me and that somebody else probably would treat me better, you know, from the text messages that he saw, which were, you know, petty text messages like, oh, how you doing today? Did you get some rest? You know, it was nice seeing you today, or you look beautiful today, stuff like that. And
Right.
I left it open because obviously he had my passcode and stuff he was able to get in my phone. So I knew he would see it. I knew he would see it.
Now you petty. That's the petty right there. No, I was playing. So let me ask this, because you you see all that, you intentionally are putting it out there. Now let's get into that arrest, because the arrest came from the situation coming to a head, the doctor situation coming to a head. So explain what happened and explain what actions that you took.
So once I got upstairs, you know, shit hit the. So I'm sorry for
You can
cursing.
say shit, shit, shit. Damn, slow down.
Okay. Shit hit the fan, and you know, I jumped on him. I actually started hitting him because I'm like, I dare you. Like my parents are downstairs, the kids are in the house, my nephew is in the house, my sister is down there dying, and you want to accuse me of something I'm not even doing. And this is not the time. Even if I was doing it, like this is not the time. And I snapped. So I went over, I jumped on the bed when because he actually called the doctor, and the doctor, you know, and I won't say his name, but he was on the phone and he's like, hello. And my husband's yelling at him. And all I could think in my head is, I got to go back to work and see this man, you know. And I'm
Right.
like everything, it was just like, so and he kept saying, oh, you fighting me over the doctor? No, I'm not fighting you over the doctor. This don't happen. I'm not fighting you over the doctor. Like, do you know what you're doing right now? So anyway, I ended up calling the police. I actually called the police, but I was the one to end up getting arrested because he had a scratch on his face, which I don't even know how it got there because I don't ever remember scratching him. I used my fist and I was punching him in his face, but
Oh.
who knows? I to this day feel like he scratched his own face and I got arrested for it. And my kids had to watch me get arrested. My mom was devastated. My parents were there, my kids, and it was just like it was really bad.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's a scary situation. And I don't mean to laugh at it. I'm laughing,
Hmm.
as you tell the story, because it's not funny. It's
Hmm.
definitely uh, horrific. In those moments. But I've been there. You have those rage moments that you just go blank. You don't even know what happened. Because you just can't believe it. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Mel. Thank you for joining my channel. Thank you for checking things out here. Oftentimes, we go on people's pages and are like, man, what is going on here? What is the purpose of this channel? So let me be clear. The purpose of this channel is to speak truth regarding the nuclear family. And when I say truth, I'm not saying my truth, not your truth, but the Lord's truth. All about the word, all about the ways and the will of God. What does he have to say about the nuclear family? And I believe the generations of today, whether it be Gen X, millennials, Gen Z, Gen Y, whatever the case may be, I believe now we have a very toxic relationship regarding marriage, regarding family, regarding having children. We're in a toxic dynamic as we speak. And honestly speaking, a lot of the answers that we're looking for in our community, a lot of the cures and a lot of the answers would come from a proper, fulfilled family home. If you go down the line of everyone's individual trauma, there you will find some negligence or some type of issue that they had with their parents. So here on this channel, we address those things head on. We don't place fear in those issues and avoid the topic. We do what Jesus did. And when he said, don't assume that I came for peace, but I came with a sword. I came to turn family members against family members if it means you following me. If you have to cut them off, if you have to address them and have arguments for you to follow me, so be it. And I think at this point in our society, we're at the so be it stage. So here at Life Coaching by Mel, I'm all about bringing healing to that. And the number one way to do that is have honest conversations. So if that's something you like, that's something you're into, that's something you really want to be a part of, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to comment. Let me know what you think about everything. I do my best to respond as often as I can. I want to hear from you guys. This is not about me. It's about healing our nation, healing our states, healing our cities, healing our community, healing our homes. Love you guys. Take care.
Let's go.